Thanks for everybody that's joining online. I see a couple more people joined us. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you all for being here tonight in person. Welcome to DojoX Meditation Group. This is our Sangha. Sangha is a group that comes together and sits together. So thank you. It's an honor to sit and be present together and breathe together in stillness and silence. So I'm going to go through the basics to give you a form that I grew up with based on Soto Zen. My lineage is from Soto Zen from Japan, and so I'd like to share that with you. And one of the cool things about tonight is that you cannot get this wrong. The fact that you made it here is you're doing it right. And I'm going to invite you to stretch into maybe some form that you have not experienced before. So if something's new for you, give it a try. If it doesn't feel right for you, feel free to move into whatever feels comfortable for you. But let yourself challenge yourself a little bit tonight. So Soto Zen form starts with the seated form of cross-legged sitting. And it's done on a zafu, which is the pillow, and a zabuton. And so we sit on a zafu and a zabuton. It takes practice to get into this form where your legs are crossed at this kind of triangle form. And a lot of times we start with either a chair or two pillows, and Andrew even started with 3 pillows, and now you can see he can get into that. You're even doing a half lotus now. That's pretty good. But he keeps going a little bit further every time. So it starts with that. And if you're sitting in a chair or you're sitting on 2 pillows, you know, it's totally fine to have your knees however they are. But the main thing you want to pay attention to is your upright posture. Your posture with your back straight, I like to say, is like Mount Mauna Kea. And by having that posture is an internal reflection on the outside. So your posture is that reflection of what's going on inside, the uprightness of the internal posture. So, and if it's your first time sitting in a posture that is upright like this, you can feel tightness in your back when you first start. And, you know, I mean, it used to burn when I really took to having that posture. So be gentle on yourself, but also be aware, is my posture upright like my internal is feeling? Next, I want to talk about the breath. And the breath is the key element to Soto Zen. Dogen is a Zen teacher that would say to just sit. And just sitting was about following your breath in and following your breath out. Your job tonight is to pay attention to your breath as you breathe diaphragmatically down into the base of your belly. So it's like a deep belly breath. And in Japanese, it's called your hara. And so that might be a new word for you, but 3 inches below your belly button is your hara. So when you take a breath, you actually have to focus on that type of breath. You can't think of a thought at the same time you're breathing deeply into your hara. So try taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. It's very soft and gentle, and when you were born, you naturally breathe diaphragmatically. That's how you come out of your mother's womb, breathing. And when you do that, and then you start to get thoughts and thinking starts to get more developed, you start bringing a shallower breath into your awareness that you only need about 1/3 of your lungs to stay alive. So you'll start to breathe just really shallow and up in your chest. And I know when I was younger, taking a deep breath meant to suck in my tummy and bring my chest up as high as I can. And that, I thought, was a deep breath. The breath is actually where your belly comes forward, outward, and then it fills up your chest. And one of the ways I like to give an example is it's like pouring water into a vase where it fills up from the bottom up. So pay attention to your breath. If you start thinking of a thought, if you start wondering, how long is this going to take? Is it over yet? Go back to your breath and pay attention to your breath, because that's where this all starts and ends. It's not about getting somewhere. It's not about going somewhere. It's about being present and aware through the practice of following your breath. So diaphragmatic breathing into your hara. The next piece to this is your vision. And this meditation we do eyes open meditation. And with eyes open meditation, your chin is at a 45-degree angle, and it's not tilted down, and your gaze is looking at about a foot or two in front of you. And one of the key ways to tell how your vision is if you can see all the way out to like the sides of my hands. If you put your hands out and you wanted to see, oh yeah, I can actually see my hands over here. I can see everybody in this room while I'm gazing down. What the mind will want to do, it'll actually start to focus in on certain parts of this rug or make up images. And that's your mind not wanting you to be in this broad, wide view of being very present and aware. So by paying attention to your breath, your vision will stay broad and wide. So your vision is, eyes are open. And I like to describe this as we're training at when our eyes are at a 45-degree angle, that when I raise my eyes up and I go throughout my day, I can have the same presence and awareness when I'm talking to other people. And believe it or not, people can feel that even if they're not aware of it. They can feel your presence. Amber can feel my presence when I'm being the same presence as when I'm meditating, as when I'm looking at her in her eyes. Okay, so your vision is that next piece. So you have your posture, you have your breath, you have your eyesight. The next piece that I want to offer to you is called a mudra. And a mudra is a hand position where your left hand is out, your right hand sit on top of the fingertips of your left hand, and your thumbs come and touch very gently together, like if there was rice paper in between the two thumbs. And that sits right at the base of your hara. It's like that's where your breath comes down to, and it's like you're cradling a baby, or like you're holding something very gently. And you want to relax your shoulders and have your chin facing up, not down. And then this is the form that you'll see me sitting in and that I want to offer. Now again, you can't get this wrong. So if your hands are on your knees, that's totally fine. If you feel like putting them in your lap, that's great. But check it out. See how the mudra feels in this Soto Zen form of being present and aware. Your thumbs, my thumbs used to push up forward when I would quit paying attention to them. Like, you got to be aware of your hand position when you're sitting. If you're not present, your hand will do all kinds of interesting things. So that's the basic form of Soto Zen. It's about sitting and being with your breath, being with your thoughts, your feelings, and developing a relationship with your hara. And the more intimate you get with your hara, the more that you come from that authentic place of presence and awareness. Any questions so far? Okay, excellent. The way that I start... Yes, sir.
How long should the inhale and exhale be?
It's a natural, there's no count to it. It's just what naturally fills up from your hara up, and it's not counted, it's not timed or anything like that. Like, you can't get it wrong. So it's breathe in, breathe out, and we're not counting it, but we're aware of it. All right? Thank you. So, when I start the meditation, I start with ringing the bell 3 times. I put my hand up in a form that's called a gasho, and you're going to see me grab the striker and ring the bell 3 times. I'm going to set the striker like this on my knee for a second, and then I'll slowly move it into a full, this is a gasho position. And this is how we start and end the meditation, with a bow that says thank you. A gasho is saying thank you. In Japanese culture, to bow is to say thank you. So we start the meditation where when you see me put my hand up like this, we all put our hands up like this and we give a bow nice and slow. You will feel the room bow together. It's not about rushing through it. It's not about anything but saying thank you. Okay? So after I set the striker down, then we'll start the first 20 minutes sitting. 20 minutes will go by, and then you'll see or feel my hand come up. I'll ring the bell 3 more times, and then we'll all bow together to end it. We'll move our bodies around a little bit to get blood flow back in. I'll do a 10 to 15 minute, what's called a Dharma talk, or a talk that's on the teachings of Zen. And then we'll move into another 10-minute meditation to wrap up the evening. So, that's the whole layout of the land for tonight's sitting. And, every experience is different, and it's a practice and a journey to sit in stillness and silence, and to do it in community creates a whole different energy than when I do it every morning by myself. And they both have their value, to sit in community and to sit by yourself, what I recommend each day, if morning and at night, to open your day and to close your day. So we'll talk more about that, but welcome everybody. Thanks for joining online, and thanks for being here in person. So if you can go ahead and get into a form that feels good to you. Oh, the last thing I'm going to say is, if you do have to move, if your foot totally falls asleep or you're feeling pain in the knee there, Brandon, that go ahead and shift. Maybe you want to put your foot up like this if you need to, but what I'm going to ask is that you move slower than you would normally move. Putting your leg up like that. Sometimes Amber pulls her leg back like this at about 16 minutes. And so just to be aware that you can be in discomfort, but yet go ahead and adjust if you need to. Now, one of the things that I notice when I sit is that the mind will create itches on my body where I'll want to respond and move to it. It's coming from your mind most of the time, and even if it's coming from a mosquito, to let whatever's happening be there, and you don't have to respond to it if you have an itch. It's okay to have an itch and not respond to it. All right? And if you need to itch, just move a little slower, but check it out before you move right away to itch something that a lot of times your mind will just create it because it's uncomfortable sitting in stillness and silence. All right? Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and begin. Find your spot. Nice upright posture, eyes at a 45-degree angle, chin at a 45, and breathing into your hara.